Hi, I'm Lucian, or Jojo. This week I've coded the game's representation of a clingy girlfriend. I will actually die for this joke tomorrow. I started this week late, about Wednesday, and the first thing was figuring out why my player would get rotated off axis when hit by an enemy. This might not seem like a big deal since when the enemy touches you, you lose the game, but if I would want to have a revive mechanic, the player would get screwed over as it's shot off axis. The culprit was actually the rigid body's velocity, so all I have to do is make sure that the velocity is set to vector 3.0 each frame. And as a small optimization, I check if the velocity is different than 0 and only perform it if that statement is true. I also started adding some eye candy, even though they are literally the most basic particles you would see in your life. Because I was using just one instance of the particle to display the changes in the enemy states, I would have an issue where if the enemy would change the state fast enough, the particle would go a little bit crazy. So I decided the best way forward is for the particles to be pooled. Yes, I have done an object pool for them. This works like a charm, as I will probably instantiate around 6 particles maximum in my game and then reuse them for maximum performance. After I've done the enemy state particle, the next one was the start collection particle, and all I have to do is add the prefab to the list of particle prefabs and voila! Particles! I could do a no BS tutorial, simple and straightforward, for a basic object pool. This could be used for sound effects, particles, basically everything that can be reused. Do let me know if I should take some time to do that, as reusing already instantiated objects saves on garbage and increases performance by a lot in some cases. I guess it's time for a small break, so on a serious note, I finally did the coin saving and it was actually not finished last week, even though I really thought it was. It countered a small bug and the solution was... yeah. Double loops are fun. Always fun. I also started thinking about the menu system and how it will work and look, so I started with messing around with the post-processing. Ideally, I would love to blur the background and make it darker in a smooth fashion to make the GUI more visible and stand out. Yes, I did say GUI and not GUI, deal with it. I was testing the possibilities with a slider and I'm fairly content with how it looks so far. Lastly, I've implemented a very fast enemy that patrols certain points, and if the player crosses his sight, he accelerates extremely fast towards the next point. Yes, not the player, the next patrol point. And to wrap up this week, yes, it is Sunday, the same Sunday this video is up. As I started being pressured by time to get this video done, to edit it, record the audio, I got a wonderful and logical idea. Go outside and buy a chair, because all this time I was using a stool, so I drove to a shop, bought a chair and started assembling it. This is all I've done this week. Next week, I'll probably do the settings menu, maybe start working on the customization, maybe finish a level, maybe add different enemy types, maybe make a tutorial. Who knows? I certainly don't. Love you guys.